but I told the team right now, like, I went and shook the other coach's hand, and, you know, I've been coaching his here for a long time. He's been an assistant at Clemson forever. And then you wait for our team to shake their team hand, which took a little longer because I want to shake all our guys' hands. And but I could hear the thing they started in the background with all the players saying something. I wanted to look at that so bad because this, and I did get the, when I finished, I got to go sit in the dugout and hear the end of it, and I teared up a little bit. I mean, this win is special, but not for maybe what some people may think or what it implicates with 1,000 wins. It's who made the 1,000 wins, the players that made those 1,000 wins. And like I said, I can't wait to go. I hope that I can get a video of that thing they put out. I hope I can see that because I didn't get to see, but the very end, and the very end made me tear up. So watching the whole thing, I know what that's going to do. And I looked down the bullpen today. I mean, the other day it was Kirk Blackman. Jake Weber came all the way in on the first team I ever had with his son from Augusta, Georgia. Ryan Combs, I saw him yesterday. Todd DeMakes, Kirk Blackman. And today I looked at it and saw Brian Ward, who was in my first recruiting class and arguably the best hitter that's ever been here, one of the best. He had 105 hits in one season. I think he had like 31 doubles. And I saw Brian Ward. He coached here for a while down there. And it's emotional, yes. It's emotional. And then when you get home and relax a little bit, you start thinking about this game and how we got to get better. I'm glad we hung on and won that one. A lot of guys stepped up and did some special things, and including Jacob Duden there at the end, but Ryan Marone, how he started, that was the best pitcher for us the weekend, obviously. And for a freshman to go out there and start this game, and then a freshman end this game with a freshman mixed in between, and Jackson Lucas, a local Garner, stand out. As a matter of fact, Hal Stewart, who was a longtime legend, Hal Stewart, longtime legend, football coach at Garner High School, and he came today because he means a lot to me, and he came down and gave me a hug, and I just had him say a couple things to the team. So anyway, special day, yes.
To be able to do it in front of the home crowd, the home fans, what does that mean to you?
I take it wherever it was, but obviously the home crowd means a lot more because I got to see part of that video, or the fans got to see that video. Our players got to see that video and hear from all the players that were. I saw, first guy I saw when I turned around when I first got to see the video was Jonathan Diaz. And there's so many special players here. I can't tell you about Jonathan Diaz. No one's any more special than he is, and to me. And he was the first one I saw, and that brought a big, big smile to my face.
Just to speak about the program, and it's a lot of wins. It takes a long time to get that, but how special is it for you to do that here at NC State?
Oh gosh, it's the only. I told Ray Tanner when I came back here, I followed obviously Coach Esposito built this place. Coach Tanner, I followed him. I was on his first staff, and he's very special to me. When I got back here, he left because of facilities, and that's the only reason I got here. When I came here, I said, "This is my Yankee Stadium," and he called me and said, "We'll see about your Yankee Stadium." And he was always right. He was right about that too, because you have to have facilities, and hopefully we're going to get them here one day. But the fact that ever since I could know what a ball was, whether it was football, basketball, or baseball, ever since I knew what a ball was in Eastern North Carolina, probably 5 years old, listened to Wally Owsley and Gary Dornberg, and I listened to every basketball game, football game my whole life. Couldn't get tickets, but so I've always loved NC State. So you asked the question, what does it mean for it to be here? It means everything. The school's always meant everything to me.
What do you like about your team, and what is your biggest concern now moving forward?
Well, last night I liked nothing about it because I thought we gave so many opportunities to the other team. And credit VCU, good ball club, they took advantage of it. But we got to learn how to play to win. There's so many social media, which is a great thing, but it's also a bugaboo because they hear about how great they are and what they can be if this happens and this goes right. And I think they worry about their own, outcomes, their own stats, and more than they can. You got to keep your mind wrapped around the entire game. For one instance, you can't think about yourself because it's too hard to win with the schedule we play in the league we're in. So you can never let your mind wander away from, we got to win right now, and right now we got to figure that out. Whether we're good enough, I don't know, but we got to figure that part out.
Who's the first guy to congratulate on the field, you know?
The first guy's hand I shook was Noah Souls, who epitomizes the heart and soul of this team. He's been here for 5 years, works his tail off, and I think he was the first one in the line shaking the other team's hand. So I think it was Noah Souls, but there were different things. I know Sam Highfield gave me, he was the last one, and he didn't even offer his hand, he gave me a big hug. And there was some hugs through the line, but he didn't even offer his hand. He opened his arms, and that's what Sam Highfield's done for 5 years here.
You spoke earlier on Ryan Marone, just his performance. He kind of got in a jam a little bit in the fifth inning. Just what can you say about this resolve to get out of it?
Well, it's the most pitches he's thrown all year. We had him up to like 75, 80 pitches, and he was teetering on going beyond that. And a guy that pitched that gutty of a performance, you got to go with your gut, because his gut, his heart, you could tell it was in it. And him pitching out of a jam tells everything. If you had any doubt about Ryan Marone, it tells you he was out of gas. But he said, no, he's like Toby Keith. I got one more in me. Okay? And he Toby Keith that thing right there.
Was this what you expected from him coming in?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I don't know about coming in, but I remember the day he turned down the money in the draft, and he turned down a lot of money. And I remember sitting in Clue's restaurant with him and sitting there and watching the draft, and he was teetering on which way he was going to go, and he had made a decision to turn down the draft and called everybody and told them no. And then the Cleveland Indians, I think, drafted him anyway in round 20 just in case he changed his mind. And he figured out right then, that's my number 20. He wasn't.
Guardians.
Huh? Who was it?
Guardians.
Guardian. Always the Indians to me, always the Redskins. I apologize. I'm not politically correct. Everybody knows that.
After Marone came out, had two, you mentioned before, Jackson Lucas and Jacob Duden, two young guys playing well out of the bullpen. What does it mean to have them perform today?
Oh, like you said, if we started the game with a freshman, we ended the game with a freshman, that was a freshman mixed in between. But it means a lot, because we're going to have to, we pitched well at times this weekend, but Sam Highfield wasn't Sam Highfield opening day. Dom Fritton wasn't Dom Fritton on yesterday, and Logan Whitaker wasn't Logan Whitaker. So, hopefully those guys are going to be who they are. But if not, we need to find some other guys. And, three guys stepped up today, and Lucas and Marone and Duke.
How excited are you to get to Hawaii next weekend?
I'm excited for the players. I remember when we went in 17, I didn't know them, but years later you hear about how much fun they had and how they kind of became a team, and they still talk about it. I'm excited for the players. I told them we're going down there and we're going to win. It's a great Hawaii team. That's all they had Ole Miss beat the first game, and I think Ole Miss scored a run in the ninth or something and beat them in extra innings, and then they beat Ole Miss 9-1 yesterday. They got a great ball club. They got an older ball club, very experienced. Their coach is a friend of mine. We coached on Team USA together, and he says, we got a really older and experienced club. So this is going to be a great challenge. And I'm excited for the guys. I mean, part of the process of going to college is an education. And I'm just not talking about math and English. I'm talking about the education of doing things like going to Hawaii and understanding how to navigate some things. And we're going to play a game that I'm really looking forward to the end of the year to celebrate Trey Turner and Kristen Turner's Foundation Pediatric Cancer, which is special to me, special to Trey, and stuff like that. What players learn here in college helps them as they get older and they become the guys and the young women that are going to run this country. This is important to them. So it's going to be an educational thing. We'll go to Pearl Harbor, which they've heard about, but it's not like going on that USS Arizona and learning about it a little bit. So I'm looking forward to it.
So the next goal is 2,000?
I won't tell you what the next goal is, but I think Dave Dorn probably knows what it is.